Welcome to Botany class, children. I hope all are fine and safe by the blessing of God. Standard 12, Chapter 5, Plant Tissue Culture. Children, have you noticed plants growing in a test tube? No. We have seen plants growing in a natural environment. There is a technique called plant tissue culture, through which plant cells, tissues, organ or protoplast can be grown in an artificial condition. This is known as plant tissue culture. It is also known as in vitro culture. In vitro, it is a Latin word meaning in a glass or in a test tube. A single explant can be multiplied into several thousand plants in a short time period and space in an artificial condition. So, we can grow a single explant can be multiplied into a several thousand plants using this culture, plant tissue culture. What are the uses? This technique are often used for commercial production as well as for the plant research, and it is a best tool for regeneration of transgenic plants. Apart from this culture can be used for the clonal propagation of alike varieties, conservation of endangered species, production of virus-free plants, germplasm preservation and industrial production of secondary metabolites. History. Gottlieb Haberland. He is a German botanist who is called the father of tissue culture. He is the one who proposed the concept totipotency. He was the first person to culture plant cell in a culture medium using the mesophyll cells of Lamium purpureum in an artificial condition. Basic concepts of plant tissue culture. There are 4 basic concepts under this plant tissue culture, that is totipotency, differentiation, redifferentiation, dedifferentiation. Now let us learn one by one. What is totipotency? Totipotency is the ability of a single plant cell in a culture medium develop into a new plant cell. Under artificial condition, a single plant cell has the genetic potentiality to develop into a new individual. Is known as what? Totipotency. Next one is called differentiation. Differentiation means here the process of biochemical and structural changes takes place. Biochemical and structural changes takes place by which the cells become specialized. In form and function. The process of biochemical and structural changes takes place by which the cells become specialized in form and function. This is known as what? Differentiation. Next one is called redifferentiation. Redifferentiation means further differentiation takes place. That is, already differentiated takes place by biochemically and structural changes takes place. Again, one more differentiation takes place. That is the further differentiation of the already differentiated cell into another type of cell. The further differentiation of the already differentiated cell into another type of cell. For example, the component cell of callus, that is the component cell of callus have got the ability to form a whole plant when it is in the nutrient medium. The component cell from a callus develop into a new whole plant when it is in the nutrient medium. This is called as what? Redifferentiation. Next concept is de-differentiation. De-differentiation means the reverse. That is the reverse of matured cell into meristematic cell. Meristematic cell, that is leading to the formation of callus. Matured cell will become as what? A meristematic state leading to the formation of callus. This is known as de-differentiation. De-differentiation. These two concepts, that is redifferentiation and de-differentiation, are the two inherent capacities of a living plant cell. Inherent capacity. Inherent means what? Plant குள்ளே இருக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு capacity. Inherent. Born ஆகும்போதே இருக்கும் இல்லையா, அந்த மாதிரி plant குள்ளே இருக்கக்கூடியது. Inherent capacities of a living plant cell or a tissue. This is described as what? Totipotency. Next is technology based on three fundamental principles. This plant tissue culture based on three fundamental principles. First one, here the plant part or explant. What do you mean by the word explant? Explant is nothing but the tissue taken from the selected plant. Selected plant லந்து எடுக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு செல்லோ ஒரு டிஷ்யூவோ அதுதான் என்னது explant. இதை வந்து நம்ம நியூட்ரியன் மீடியம்ல வச்சு கல்ச்சர் மீடியம்ல இருக்கும்போது ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்ணும்போது இதுதான் என்ன சொல்றது explant. So explant is nothing but the tissue taken from the selected plant is transferred to the culture medium is referred to as explant. Here the plant part or explant must be selected and isolated from the other part of the plant. Okay, so first one, the plant part or explant must be selected and isolated. Next principle is the explant must be maintained physically and chemically defined condition. The explant must be maintained in a physically and chemically maintained condition, defined condition. Okay. Next is laboratory facilities for plant tissue culture. There are some facilities needed in order to grow for this plant. That is laboratory facilities. They are washing facilities, medium preparation room, sterile area, that is transfer area, sterile room, and then culture facilities. So washing facilities should be there for plant tissue culture, for glasswares, and for drying purpose ovens are used. So for washing the facility, there should be facilities should be there like with tap water or with like that. Laboratory facilities for plant tissue culture. For plant tissue culture, certain facilities are required for in a laboratory. That is washing facility, drying facility, medium preparation room, transfer area sterile room, and then culture facility. So washing facility, medium preparation room, transfer area sterile room, culture room. Now let us see one by one. First one is washing facilities. There should be washing facilities for glasswares, and for drying ovens should be there. Next one is medium preparation room. Medium preparation room should be with autoclave, electronic balance, and pH meter scale. That is here pH meter. These are the equipments which is needed for the culturing the plant. That is autoclave, which is used to maintain a pressure, and then electronic balance to weigh the mediums, and then pH meter should be there. Okay, so these are very important for medium preparation room. Next is transfer area culture sterile room. Transfer area sterile room. Here where the plant is transferred into the culture tubes. So here it is done inside the laminar airflow chamber. Laminar airflow chamber. And then next one is called positive pressure particulate, that is a positive pressure ventilation area, which is called as HEPA, that is high efficiency particulate air. So this is used to filter the air under aseptic condition. Aseptic condition. Transfer area, sterile room. And the next one is culture room. Culture area or culture room. Here it should be facilitated with that is temperature should be maintained, photo period should be given, and luminous intensity and humidity. All this should be maintained for the growth of the or culturing of the explant. So here the temperature should be 22 to 28 degree Celsius, and then illumination of light should be 2400 lux. Photo period is 8 to 16 hours, and the humidity maintained here is about 60%. Technique involved in plant tissue culture. There are 6 techniques involved. They are sterilization, media preparation, culture condition, induction of callus, embryogenesis, hardening. Now let us learn one by one. Sterilization. What is sterilization? It is a technique used to kill microbes. Microbes such as bacteria and fungi present in the culture medium, vessels and explants. Using these sterilization techniques, we can get rid of microbes. Under the sterilization, there are different types of sterilization, that is maintenance of aseptic environment, sterilization of culture room, sterilization of nutrient medium, sterilization of explants. Before we step into the plant tissue culture, all this should be without microbes. So for that, first of all, we have to maintain a aseptic condition. During this in vitro culture, maintenance of environmental, that is aseptic environmental condition should be followed. That is sterilization of glassware, forceps, scalpels. These are the materials we are going to use in the plant tissue culture, and all other accessories. These all should be sterilized by wet steam. That is, wet steam means it is in water or by any liquid. First we have to sterilize with wet steam, and then followed by autoclaving. Autoclaving is by using high pressure at a degree of 121 degree Celsius, increasing the pressure and temperature for 15 to 30 minutes. By doing this, we can remove the microbes, or by dipping in 70% ethanol, followed by flaming and cooling. So by doing this method, first by wet steaming sterilization, and then by autoclaving for 15 to 30 minutes, or dipping in 70% ethanol followed by flaming and cooling, we can maintain a aseptic environment. Then culture room should be sterilized. First of all, floor and walls are washed first with detergents, and then with 2% sodium hypochlorite or 95% ethanol. And then the cabinet of laminar airflow, that should be sterilized with 95% ethanol, and then expose it to the UV radiation for 15 minutes. So first we have to sterilize the floor and walls with detergent, and then with 2% sodium hypochlorite or with 95% ethanol. And then the cabinet of laminar airflow is sterilized with the 95% ethanol, and then expose it to the UV radiation for 15 minutes. Next is nutrient medium should be sterilized. Here culture medium are distributed in a glass containers, and then it is covered with a non-absorbent cotton. Non-absorbent cotton means it won't absorb the other material which is present outside. So it is non-absorbent, or it can be sealed with the plastic closures. And then this culture media, after transferring into a glass container, it can be sterilized using autoclave at a temperature of 121 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 minutes. The plant extracts, vitamins, amino acids and hormones are sterilized by passing through millipore filter. Sterilization of explants. Explant means already I have told you, it is a plant part taken from the or tissue taken from the selected plant. This also should be sterilized. First, exposing the material in running tap water and then treating it with the 0.1% mercury chloride. First, we have to sterilize this by exposing the material in a running tap water, that is washing, and then treating it with water agents like 0.1% mercury chloride followed by 70% ethanol under aseptic condition. Aseptic condition means inside the laminar airflow chamber. So these are all the sterilization methods, that is maintenance of aseptic environment, sterilization of culture room, sterilization of nutrient media, sterilization of explant. Media preparation. The success of tissue culture lies in the composition of growth medium, plant growth regulators and culture conditions. ஸோ ஒரு டிஷ்யூ கல்ச்சர் வந்து நம்ம வளர்க்குற அந்த இது வந்து கரெக்டாக இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னா இந்த மூணுமே கரெக்டான காம்போசிஷனில் இருக்கணும். எதெல்லாம்னா க்ரோத் மீடியம், பிளான்ட் க்ரோத் ரெகுலேட்டர்ஸ் அண்ட் கல்ச்சர் கண்டிஷன்ஸ். நம்மளோட நியூட்ரியன் மீடியம், க்ரோத் ரெகுலேட்டர்ஸ் வளர்ச்சியை தூண்டுவிக்கிற அந்த பிளான்ட் க்ரோத் ரெகுலேட்டர்ஸ். அடுத்தது கல்ச்சர் கண்டிஷன்ஸ். கல்ச்சர் கண்டிஷன்ஸ் அப்படின்னா என்னென்னா இட் இஸ் டெம்பரேச்சர், pH, லைட்டு அண்ட் ஹியூமிடிட்டி. These are necessary for the good growth of the plant. No single medium is capable of maintaining a optimum growth. Single medium alone is not enough for the good growth of the plant. Suitable nutrient medium as per the principle of tissue culture should be prepared and used. The suitable nutrient medium is MS nutrient medium. MS means Murashik and Skoog medium. It is commonly used and it is rich in carbon with suitable vitamins and hormones. Other than this MS medium, there are other media such as B5 medium, that is Gambog ethyl, Gambog medium, and white medium, NITS medium. All these are other mediums which is used other than the MS medium. A medium மேபி சாலிடாக இருக்கலாம், இல்லை செமி சாலிடாக இருக்கலாம், ஆர் லிக்விட். இட் கேன் ஆல்சோ பி லிக்விட். சப்போஸ் இஃப் வி வாண்ட் டு சாலிடிஃபை த மீடியம் வி கேன் யூஸ் அகார். இட் இஸ் அ ஜெல்லிங் ஏஜெண்ட். ஸோ அகார் இஸ் நத்திங் பட் இட் இஸ் அ காம்ப்ளெக்ஸ் mucilaginous polysaccharide which is obtained from marine algae. Commonly it is used for solidifying agent in media preparation. Culture condition. As I already told you, culture conditions such as temperature, pH, light, humidity, all these are very important for the good growth of the plant. Now pH. The pH of medium is normally adjusted between 5.6 to 6.0 for the best result. So we have to maintain what? 5.6 to 6.0. This is the pH medium, pH which is used for medium for the best result. Next, the temperature should be maintained between constant temperature, that is 25 degrees Celsius plus or minus 2 degrees Celsius for optimal growth. So between this temperature only the cultures should be incubated. Next one, humidity and light intensity. The cultures required 50 to 60% relative humidity and 16 hours for photoperiod by illuminating of cool white fluorescent tubes, approximately 1000 lux. So humidity should be 50 to 60% and light intensity 1000 lux at 16 hours of photoperiod. The next one is aeration. Aeration can be provided by shaking the flasks or tubes of liquid culture on an automatic shaker, or aeration of the medium by passing through it into a filter sterilized air. So we can provide the aeration by shaking the flasks or tubes of liquid culture on an automatic shaker. Induction of callus. How callus is formed? For this, first select 1 to 2 centimeter of explant from leaf, stem, tuber or root. From any one of this part, we have to select 1 to 2 centimeter of the plant part and then transfer that into a MS nutrient medium. MS is Murashik and scoop nutrient medium. This medium is supplemented with auxin. Auxin is a growth promoter. And incubate this at a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius plus or minus 2 degrees Celsius in an alternate light and dark periods of 12 hours to induce cell division. So first we have to select the explant and then transfer it into the nutrient medium and then incubate at a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius plus or minus 2 degrees Celsius in an alternate light and dark period for 12 hours in order to induce cell division. Soon you can observe the upper surface of the explant develop into a callus. What is callus? Callus is a mass of unorganized growth of plant cells in vitro culture medium. So this is called as what? Induction of callus. Next is embryogenesis. Embryogenesis, formation of embryo. After the callus production, the callus cells undergo differentiation and produces somatic embryos. The callus cells undergo differentiation and produce somatic embryos known as embryoids. These embryoids are subcultured to produce plantlets later. The last technique involved in plant tissue culture is hardening. The plantlets develop in vitro required a hardening period so that it is shifted to greenhouse and then to the normal environment. What is hardening? Hardening is a gradual exposure of this in vitro plants to a natural environment. So for that, first it is transferred to the greenhouse and then it is shifted to the normal environmental condition. Exposure of a plantlet to the natural environment. Types of plant tissue cultures. Based on the explants, there are different types of plant tissue cultures. They are organ culture, meristem culture, protoplast culture and cell suspension culture. Let us learn what is organ culture. The culturing of different plant organs on a culture media. It is a type of tissue culture that involves isolating an organ for in vitro growth. Here, any organ plant can be used as an explant for the culture process, such as flower, leaf, root, shoot, embryos, anther and ovaries. Culturing of organ on a culture media is called as what? Organ culture. Meristem culture. Culturing of any plant meristematic tissue. Meristem means what? It is a state of continuous division. Culturing of any plant meristematic tissue on a culture medium is called meristem culture. Protoplast culture. Protoplast are cells without cell wall but bounded by cell membrane. These protoplasts are used to regenerate the whole plants from single cells and also can be developed somatic hybrids. There are several steps involved in protoplast culture. They are isolation, fusion, culture, selection of somatic hybrid cells. First, isolation of protoplast. Isolation means separation. A small bit of plant tissue, for example like leaf tissue, are used for isolation of protoplast. the leaf tissue is immersed in 0.5% macrozyme and then 2% in oncozucacellulase enzymes, and then it is dissolved in 13% sorbitol at a pH of 5.4. So first we have to immerse this leaf tissue in 0.5% macrozyme and then 2% on oncozucacellulase enzyme, which is dissolved in 13% sorbitol at a pH of 5.4, and then it is incubated overnight at 25 degrees Celsius. After a gentle teasing of cells, the protoplast is obtained. After incubating overnight, it is gently teasing of the cells, and then we can obtain the protoplast. After getting the protoplast, it is then transferred to 20% of sucrose solution to retain the viability. Viability means ability to live. They are then centrifuged to get pure protoplast. So isolation, first we have to immerse and then it is incubated. After incubation, it is transferred to 20% of sucrose solution to maintain the viability. Next is fusion of protoplast. Fusion, mixing. So it is done through a fusogenic agent called polyethylene glycol. The isolated protoplasts are incubated in 25 to 30% concentration of polyethylene glycol with calcium ions. The protoplasts show formation of clumps and fusion. So, using the fusogenic agent, the isolated protoplasts are incubated in 25 to 30% concentration along with the calcium ions. The protoplasts show agglutination, that is the formation of the clumps and fusion. Third step is culture of protoplast. Culture, growing. Here, the culture medium used here is MS liquid medium. Protoplast viability is tested with fluorescein diacetate before the culture. That is, the viability is checked whether it is living cell. So, that is tested with fluorescein diacetate. The cultures are, and after testing the protoplast, it is then incubated in a continuous light between 1000 to 2000 lux at 25 degrees Celsius. The culture is then incubated in a continuous light of 1000 to 2000 lux at 25 degrees Celsius. The cell wall is formed within 24 to 48 hours, and the first division of new cells occurs between 2 to 7 days of culture. So, culturing process here, the medium used is MS medium. And then protoplast viability test is being done with the help of fluorescein diacetate before culturing. The culture are incubated in continuous light 1000 to 2000 lux at 25 degrees Celsius. The cell wall is formed within 24 to 48 hours. The first cell division takes place between 2 to 7 days of culture. Selection of somatic hybrid cells. The fusion product of a protoplast without nucleus of different cells, that is, fusion product of protoplast is called cybrid. So, cybrid is an important question. The fusion product of protoplast without nucleus of different cells is called as cybrid. Following this, nuclear fusion occurs. This process is called somatic hybridization. What is hybrid? The fusion product of protoplast without nucleus of different cells is called hybrid. Following this only nuclear fusion occurs. This process is called somatic hybridization. Cell suspension culture. The growing of cells in a liquid medium in vitro is known as cell suspension culture. That is, growing of cells in in vitro in liquid medium is known as cell suspension culture. The cell suspension is prepared by transferring a portion of callus to the liquid medium and agitated. Agitated means rotating using a rotatory shaker instrument. Here the cells are separated from the callus tissue and then it is used for cell suspension culture. So what is cell suspension culture? Growing of cells including the culture of single cells. In vitro in liquid medium is known as cell suspension culture. Production of secondary metabolites. What is secondary metabolites? Secondary metabolites are chemical compounds that are not required by the plant for normal growth and development, but these are produced in the plant as a byproducts. For example, biosynthesis and isolation of indole alkaloids from Catharanthus roseus plant cell culture. This cell suspension can be useful for the production of secondary metabolites. Cell suspension culture. From this, useful secondary metabolites are produced like alkaloids, flavonoids, terpenoids, phenolic compounds and recombinant proteins. The process of production of secondary metabolites can be used for commercial production. Few examples for this industrially important plant secondary metabolites are digoxin, codeine, capsaicin, vincristine, quinine. These are all secondary metabolites which are produced for the industrial purposes. Digoxin. The plant source is Digitalis purpurea. What is the use of this digoxin? It is used as a cardiac tonic for the heart problem. Codeine. Codeine is produced from Papaver somniferum, which is used as a analgesic. Analgesic, it is a medicine which is used to reduce pain. Capsaicin. It is produced from a plant, Capsicum annum, which is used as a rheumatic pain treatment. Rheumatic in the sense used for bones, joints, muscles, tendons. For all this pain treatment, we can use this capsaicin. Next secondary metabolite is vincristine. It is obtained from Catharanthus roseus, used as anti-carcinogenic. Anti-carcinogenic means which prevents tumor formation. Next, quinine. Quinine is obtained from Cinchona officinalis, used as anti-malarial. Anti-malarial means it prevents us from malaria. Quinine prevents anti-malarial. Today, we have completed what is plant tissue culture, basic concepts of plant tissue culture, laboratory facilities of plant tissue culture, techniques involved in plant tissue culture, and types of plant tissue culture. Thank you, children. If you have any doubts regarding this topic, you can contact. Thank you, children.